guys, if you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Okay guys, I'm back and this is part 2 of the video, and it is now past midnight, so it is actually August 10th now. So let's get back into this and pick up from where we left off in the last video, because time is of a premium this evening. It is getting late, and also if you find this useful or informational, or you think there's something to this, please share it, because this is likely to be shadow banned, certainly by YouTube anyway. All right, now let's I'm going to skip this part and I'm going to go here. Now this is a website called the Gematrianator, and again, I know that a lot of you are, questioning the whole gematria thing, but it doesn't matter if you or I believe this. It is followed by that tradition of Jewish, that Jewish part. It's kind of Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah, which is really the Luciferian religion, and it's the religion of the Cabal and the deep state. So whether we believe it or not is not the issue. All right, so this is the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge, and August 11th. Now let's take a look at this word or phrase, Golden Gate. The full reduction of that is, well, first of all, I'm sorry, I skipped this. On the date the Golden Gate Bridge opened, San Francisco had been incorporated for 4,545 weeks, from Monday, April 15th, 1850, which is when it opened, to Thursday, May 27th, 1937. Monday, April 15th, 1850 is when it was started, and it was opened Thursday, May 27th, 1937. It is 4,545 weeks, the same amount of time that San Francisco had been incorporated. Now, word or phrase Golden Gate in gematria reduces to 45, and the reverse reduction is also 45. Bridge reduces to 45. Word or phrase 45. Full reduction is 54. Reverse reduction is 45. 54. Full reduction is 54, and reverse reduction is 45. On August 11th this year, London Breed, who is the 45th mayor of San Francisco, will turn 45 years old, or 540 months. From Sunday, August 11th, 1974 to Sunday, August 11th, 2019 is 45 years and 0 days. From Sunday, August 11th, 1974 to Sunday, August 11th, 2019 is 540 months and 0 days. Word or phrase London Breed. Full reduction is 54. Reverse reduction is 54. London Breed, London Bridge. Word or phrase August 11th. Full reduction is 54. English original is 180. Golden Gate, the reverse ordinal is 180. On that same date, California Governor Gavin Newsom will have been in office for 30 weeks, 6 days, and will be a span of 306 days after his birthday. From Monday, January the 7th to Sunday, August 13th, 2019 is 30 weeks, 6 days. Include end date from Wednesday, August 10th, 2018 to Sunday, August 11th, 2019 is 306 days. Word or phrase bridge. Full reduction 36, reverse reduction 36. Lots and lots of so-called coincidences here. The Golden Gate is the galactic center located, and this is true, the Golden Gate is the galactic center located at the 266th degree of the ecliptic. Word or phrase, San Francisco, California, full reduction 102, single reduction 120, 266, full reduction 102, single reduction 120. Now 266 is the English ordinal is 281, and Gavin Christopher Newsom, the English ordinal is 281. Now 281 is the 60th prime number. The word or phrase, the Golden Gate, full reduction 60, San Francisco Bay 60. Now, on the date that the Golden Bridge was open to the public, the moon began at the 266th degree, or what is called the Golden Gate. How coincidental is that? I know you're all going, oh, come on, this is a bunch of bunkum. Well, how do you explain that? How do you explain that when the Golden Gate Bridge was opened to the public, the moon began at the 266th degree, or what is called the Golden Gate? Date and time, 1937 minus 5 minus 27. Julian day 0. I don't get that part. I don't understand what that means because, I'm not an astronomer. And of course, there's nothing wrong with astronomy. It is astrology that we are to steer away from. Although the Lord, it says in the Bible that the Lord put the moon and the stars there for signs. So we can deduce certain things from the stars, just as astronomers have found out. But the mystical side of it is astrology. All right. Golden Gate has matching gematria with both the moon and 266. The Golden Gate, English ordinal is 90, the moon 90, 266 is 207, reversed ordinal 90, Anglo Joseph Rossi is 207, San Francisco, California equals 90, reverse reduction. Now, isn't it interesting that the Golden Gate in San Francisco is all about the moon entering through the Golden Gate? Isn't that interesting? Because the moon has traditionally been worshipped, and that is where all of the false religions, they deify moon deities. I know this is a lot for anybody to take in that hasn't studied all this. I realize that, and I don't know how to put it any plainer, but the sun is often looked at, although, well, that's not even a good example. Let me go on, and hopefully I will gain the right words to be able to express this, and Lord help me. San Francisco's mayor at the time was Angelo Rossi. Angelo Joseph Rossi is 81. Golden Gate Bridge is 81. On the date the bridge opened, he had been in office for 333 weeks, or 2,333 days. So from Wednesday, January 7th, 1931 to Thursday, May 27th, 1937 is 333 weeks. From Wednesday, January the 7th, 1931 to Thursday, May 27th, 1937 is 2,333 days. Now, 2,333 is the 345th prime number. The Golden Gate Bridge equals 345. In Hebrew, the word moon sums to 38 and 218. Word or phrase, moon, 38 in the Hebrew ordinal. Hebrew gematria is 218. The Golden Gate Bridge opened on the date, leaving 218 days in the year. Days left in year, May 27th is 218. It opened 38 days after construction was completed, from Monday, April 19th, 1937 to Thursday, May 27th, 1937 is 38 days. The 38th prime number is 163. The bridge's opening fell 1,603 days after construction began, from Thursday, January 5th, 1933 to Thursday, May 27th, 1937 is 603 days. And it's interesting because it's no matter how you turn this, and check all these numbers, they all seem to coincide. The moon sums to 223. August 11th is the 223rd day of the year. Day of the year, August 11th, 223. Moon, the moon equals 223 in Hebrew gematria. Let me see now. The bridge was opened on a date with 88 and 52, numerology, 5 plus 27 plus 19 plus 37, 88, 5 plus 27 plus 1 plus 9 plus 3 plus 7 is 52. Word or phrase, California, original ordinal is 88, and the full reduction is 52. Bridge construction lasted 52 months. The 52nd prime number is 239. Where am I here? Golden Gate 113. Let me see, equals the Golden Gate, not the Golden Gate, but Golden Gate equals 239. The bridge's opening fell exactly 229 weeks after construction began, from Thursday, January the 5th, 1933 to Thursday, May 27th, 1937, is 229 weeks. 229 is the 50th prime number. San Francisco, full reduction 50, reverse reduction 76. 76th prime number is 383. August 11th, 2019, 383, single reduction 130, Jewish 3270. Now, let me see here. Okay, the bridge opening fell. No, I think I've already done that, haven't I? Okay, on August 11th, the Golden Gate Bridge will be in its 30,027th day since it opened, and San Francisco will be 3 months and 27 days after the date it was incorporated. Okay, I'm going to have to speed this up, or I'm never going to get through all this. Notice the 130 in single reduction. San Francisco's mayor, London Breed, will have been in office for exactly 13 months. And word or phrase, 13, Jewish, 347, Golden Gate Bridge, 346. August 11th will be a span of 103 weeks after the Great American Eclipse. Now, where did I go here? Yeah, so that is 103 weeks. The Golden Gate Bridge opened up a span of 13 days before the next solar eclipse, and 1 year, 3 days before the one after that. So that is 13 days, 1 year, 13, okay, wait. From Thursday, May 27th, 1937 to Tuesday, January 8th is 13 days, and Thursday, May 27th to Sunday, May 29th, 1938 is 1 year, 3 days. Measuring the most recent solar eclipse to the bridge's opening was 11 months and 8 days. August 11th, which can be written 11/8, falls 118 days after San Francisco's incorporation date. It will be a span of 1 year, 18 weeks before the next solar eclipse. 811 is the 141st prime number. San Francisco, California equals 141. London Bridge is falling down was a nursery rhyme published in 1744. This means it will be 275 years old. 275 years old this year. The Golden Gate Bridge opened on the 27th of May, or 27/5. All right, so that is the gematria behind it all. And again, it doesn't matter what you and I believe, it's what they believe. And there is something to all of this Kabbalah stuff, obviously, or the elites would not be following it. It is certainly not God, it is Luciferian. But let's go on. All right, let's get out of here. And my other video is still uploading. Very, very, very slowly. All right, now we're getting into something really important here. Okay, this from the End Times Forecaster, a guiding light in the end times. Now, it says, beware of the moon going through the Golden Gate. Now, of course, we had the Messiah, the Son of God, go through the Eastern Gate, and it is prophesied that when he returns, he will step foot on the mount. When he bodily returns to set up his millennium kingdom, he will bodily set foot on the Mount of Olives, and looking towards the Eastern Gate, which is now sealed. It was sealed by the Ottoman Empire, the Turks, it's getting late, and I'm getting all discombobulated. Anyway, the true Messiah will return, stepping on the foot of olives, and he will go through that Eastern Gate. There will be an earthquake that will split the mountain in half. He will go through that gate with the saints. And of course, the Jewish people, they don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, so they are looking for the false Christ to come through the Eastern Gate. The moon, representative of the false Messiah, goes through the Golden Gate. See what I'm saying? It mirrors what is happening in the celestial realm, with the moon going through the Golden Gate. In the celestial realm, the moon, the false Christ, going through the Golden Gate. Over here, you've got the Jews looking for the false Messiah, although they believe it is the real Messiah, to come back and enter through the Golden Gate, which is sealed. So the Golden Gate Bridge, interestingly enough, connects to all of this. It says, as the moon goes through the Golden Gate with Saturn and Jupiter to seal our fate, will the evil ones work their plan and bring desolation upon our land. Now, a very important day in the history of the world is upon us. In the near future, the moon will cross through the celestial Golden Gate, flanked by Jupiter and Saturn. Now, here is why it is significant. On 9/11/01, the moon crossed through the celestial Silver Gate while being flanked by Jupiter and Saturn. As you will see, the coming celestial Golden Gate crossing of the moon has an even greater implication for the Earth than the Silver Gate crossing at 9/11. Note, I do not adhere to or promote astrology, realizing it is of satanic origin. However, I recognize that the evil forces aligned with Satan sometimes bring about destructive works in accordance with celestial alignments. And in order to watch and prepare, we are not to be ignorant of his devices, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. 2 Corinthians 2:11. With that in mind, we'll start an examination of the celestial silver and golden gate concept. I know this is a lot and it's necessary, or I can assure you I would not be doing it at 12:29 at night. So where then is this gate in heaven located? It is located at one of the 2 points where the 2 celestial circles appear to intersect. The first great circle is that of the zodiac. This is the circuit on which the sun proceeds through the heavens during its annual cycle. It is named the ecliptic. The other is the cycle of the Milky Way, or circle of our galaxy. Its center line is named the galactic equator. The intersection of the circles between Taurus and Gemini is known as the Silver Gate of Heaven. And of course, the moon passed through the Silver Gate of Heaven on 9/11, 2001. The intersection of these two circles between Scorpio and Sagittarius is known as the Golden Gate of Heaven. The galactic center lies visually from our solar system along a line that passes through the Golden Gate. Tradition holds that major, and this is true, this can be proven, tradition holds that major historical events have occurred after the sun has crossed one of these gates, such as the flood of Noah. In 4004 BC, at the creation of man, according to E.W. Bullinger's chronology, the sun was located above the star Nashira in the east of Capricorn. In the flood year of 2348 BC, the sun was located in the west of Capricorn on the winter solstice. The fact that the sun crossing heaven's golden gate on the winter solstice signaled the end of corrupted man's tenure on earth was fairly common knowledge in ancient East, and that is true. I have heard that before, that the sun crossing heaven's golden gate signaled the end of corrupted man, just as the Messiah, Christ, entering through the eastern gate, the golden gate of the ancient city of Jerusalem, signified the end of the age of sin and redemption. So did this happen when the flood came, and it signaled the end of that era, and a new age had begun. Not new age, but you know what I mean. The end of corrupted man's tenure on earth. And here is a more recent important event that aligned with a Golden Gate crossing that has implications for the near future. On September 11th, 1990, at 9:09 p.m., President George Herbert Walker Bush spoke before a joint session of Congress regarding the Persian Gulf War. Among other topics, he stated that the war presented an opportunity for a new world order to emerge. 11 years later, to the day, the twin towers of the World Trade Center would fall, creating yet another opportunity to move. Unbeknownst to the general population of the earth, this speech of ideas was unfolding under the alignment of the Golden Gate, which is considered the entrance into the heavens, just as Messiah entering through the eastern gate was a sign. It was a prophecy, an Old Testament prophecy that Jesus fulfilled, and Jesus' death signified the end of the old world, the world of sin, and he conquered death. And we too, if we believe in him and accept the sacrifice of his sin, his sacrifice for our sins, we too will enter into that new era. But this, of course, was an occult rendering of that, because they were entering into the new world order. 11 years later, the twin towers of the Trade Center would fall, creating yet another opportunity to move. Okay, so unbeknownst to the general population of the earth, this speech of ideas was unfolding under the alignment of the Golden Gate, which is considered the entrance to the heavens. It is no accident this particular alignment was chosen to introduce the concept, the world, to the concept of a new world order. It's the first time we ever heard that expression, a new world order. The time of the speech appears to be carefully timed to coincide with the Golden Gate alignment over Washington, D.C. Do you think that's a coincidence? Well, I've got some swampland to sell you. Okay, very interesting. At the alignment, the moon was very close to the gate and was flanked by Jupiter and Mars. It went through the gate later that night. As we have seen, lunar celestial gate crossings can align with important events. As already mentioned, on 9/11, the moon crossed through the Silver Gate over New York City and was flanked by both Saturn and Jupiter. In my humble opinion, this was way beyond coincidence, as their saying goes, as above, so below. That is not a Christian statement. Not really. It is, yeah, it's not. It's called Yoism, actually, but I'm not going to get into that because that will take us all off into other rabbit holes. Okay, it is apparent there is a star knowledge being used in conjunction with these events. They are carefully planned to coincide with the gateways in and out of the heavens. For we all know there is a dual ritual occurring at the same moment in time. Whomever is behind these events know the stars are necessary to bring their intentions into the material world. George Herbert Walker Bush used the Golden Gate to plant the seed of a new world order into the gateway. The idea was bound on earth and loosed in heaven. The Silver Gate released what was loosed in heaven and bound it on earth. Now that we have established the fact that celestial alignments with the gates are important and have seen that they have aligned with major events in the past, let's look above to see what may transpire below in the near future. And that is their saying, as above, so below. That is very Masonic, very Luciferian. All right. Let's go on 8/11/2019, our important 40-day judgment watch day. The moon will cross through the Golden Gate, flanked by Jupiter and Saturn. This is similar to what happened on 9/11. The moon was flanked by Jupiter and Saturn, but went through the Silver Gate. The moon goes through the Golden Gate about once every 28 days, so that is not a rarity, but being flanked by Jupiter and Saturn makes it special and rarer. And then it says, okay, here is what the alignment looks like over the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, because this very rare alignment will be again lining up on 8/11/2019, which also aligns with the 9th of Av, or Tisha B'Av, and it also aligns with the Muslim I can't remember the name of the date, but it is a festival of sacrifice, and that is the festival where they slaughter animals by the thousands, and they just languish in their blood in the streets. And I will not show you a picture of that because I can't get it out of my head. So it's all very interesting. All of these things are aligned. And I know you and I say, well, we don't believe in all that. Okay, it doesn't matter. They do. That's what they're following. This is similar. Okay. All right. Let's go down here. So this is what the alignment looks like. This is small. I know you really can't see it. So what does all this mean? In light of the 8/11/2019 data and the past history of celestial gate alignments and the fact that Saturn and Jupiter are present, as was the case on 9/11, I believe this crossing is significant. At the very least, the Golden Gate alignment with the moon, Saturn, and Jupiter on the day 8/11/2019, in which much data and predictive programming and signals are pointing to, is significant and adds greatly to the watch for that day. Whether or not anything will happen on that day, I cannot tell you, but the data is indicating the possibility of the occurrence of a major event. That is why we watch. And of course, we remember the warning given by the I can't remember his name now, but he is a comedian, and interestingly enough, he's Jewish, and he said that stay off the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11th, It's going to shake you down. And he said it's brought to you by HAARP, HAARP. And he also says, shout out to Corpse. Now, when I first heard that, I thought it was CORPSE. I don't think so anymore. I think it's CORPS, Corps of Engineers. Maybe the people that are behind this, I don't know. But it is interesting nonetheless. So, and you cannot disagree with the fact that there is a myriad of predictive programming out there considering the Golden Gate Bridge. We know that, just as there was predictive programming for the towers. Lots of programs that we missed. Most of us missed until after the fact, and then we went back and thought, my gosh, they've been telling us this the whole time, or predicting this the whole time. So, whether or not, okay, we've already gone that. Okay, let me show you a few interesting synchronicities on the 9/11/10 Silver Gate alignment event coincided with the WTC attack. One possible location for our 8/11/19 watch day is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. The distance from the World Trade Center to the Golden Gate Bridge is 2,236.36 nautical miles, or 22 equals 2 times 11. All the numbers from 1 to 36 add up to 666. Half of 2236.36 is 1118.18. One of the things possibly being signaled for 8/11/19 regarding the Golden Gate Bridge is an earthquake. When I think of San Francisco and earthquakes, two come to mind, 1906 and the 1989, with the 1906 being the most prominent and destructive. The 1906 Francisco quake was a 7.9 that occurred on April 18th, 1906 at 5:12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now take a look at this. 811 equals 811, and a backwards 811 is 118. Now take a look at the time between the two earthquakes. 113 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. 113, 333. Sometimes there are major events at esoteric intervals before a major event. A backward 811 is 118, and 118 days before 8/11/19 is 4/15/2019. A day of deadly tornado outbreaks in the southeast USA. It was also the day of the infamous Notre Dame fire, which had had IPET Go2 connections, and we looked at that before. Now, this is interesting as well. The second earthquake that occurred in 1989 was during the World Series, and the San Francisco Giants were playing the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, guess what? They are again, and I'd have to check on the date. I think it's, but they're playing again. Just weird, very, very weird, in commemoration of that back then, the 1989 earthquake, in which literally the whole world watched because it was live. It was the World Series. So let's go on here. And of course, we know the Notre Dame fire was predictively programmed into IPEC Go2. Now here is another one. 811 days before 8/11/19 is 5/22/17, the day of the Manchester Arena bombing. Lots of 22s and 23s in the incident, and take note of the 142/223 synchronicity. And this just goes through that. I'm not going to take time to, I'm running out of time here, so I'm really going to have to rush because I've got a lot to get to. The reason these events are significant is because sometimes the evil forces aligned with Satan do blood sacrifices ahead of time at esoteric intervals to ensure success in their diabolical plans. Now, we know that. We are awake to the schemes of the enemy. All of the data above adds to the watch for a major event to occur on 8/11/19. The possibilities are many, including, but not limited to, one or more of these. War, natural disasters, tsunami, earthquake, volcanoes, hurricanes, and storms, financial collapse, terrorist attack, Temple Israel event, to name just a few. Whether or not anything will happen on that day, I do not know, but I will be watching. And I most certainly will be as well. As the moon goes through the Golden Gate with Saturn and Jupiter to seal our fate, will the evil ones work their plan and bring destruction upon our land. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Luke 21:36. And of course, Jesus Christ is the Son of Man. He was Son of Man and Son of God. He had the seed of the Holy Spirit and the lineage of Mary. So, not sure that you will go to heaven. The end times are knocking on the door, and so is Jesus. He will save you. Will you let him in? Now it says, do you know what will happen in the end times and how to prepare for them? This person has written a book called The Coming Epiphany. Now, I believe their eschatology, and eschatology, of course, is the study of the end times. I believe this person's eschatology is right, but I don't know. I've never read their book, so I cannot say one way or another, but what they have written here seems to be fine. Now, let's go on from here. I'm going to put the link to this in the pin to the first comment, and let's go on. We do have to rush here because time waits for no man or woman or cats. All right, let's look at this.
They're targeting heading for the Golden Gate Bridge.
Now, these are just clips of, it's only 3 minutes and 38 seconds long, and it shows some of the predictive programming, but only a small bit of the predictive programming, because there is a lot. So let's listen.
May 1937. With the bridge at last completed, the long-awaited day arrives. Joseph Strauss proudly pronounces his bridge open to the world. The Golden Gate, the world's most famous bridge, has been under constant attack from nature's destructive forces. Of all the forces of nature that San Francisco's structures face, earthquake is the ultimate destroyer. But here again, the elements rear their ugly head. Disaster strikes, fierce winds bend its towers. Sea fog, laden with corrosive salt, eats away at its massive metal heart. The prediction is there is less than 35 years to save San Francisco's most beloved landmark. In San Francisco, it's happened before, and it's going to happen again. Right now, the city and its famous bridge are staring down the barrel of a gun. For about 3 months of the year, the Golden Gate has its own private weather nightmare. The corrosion of the steel by salty fog is slowly, silently killing the bridge. Treacherous currents batter its foundation. The winds at the entrance to the bay are far too menacing. The cold, damp fog eats metal and creates awful working conditions. And the raging waters racing through the gate are way too wild to build a structure in. Deep inside the rock, an unimaginable force is building. When the pressure gets too much, the earth moves. With a tireless team relentlessly replacing the cracking concrete and rusting iron, the bridge stays one step ahead. To stand any chance of survival, the steel and concrete of the 70-year-old superstructure is undergoing a major overhaul. It's this clash that creates an even more destructive element than the wind. What they don't know is that a destructive force far greater is building in the ground beneath their feet, and it threatens the very existence of the bridge. the 70-year-old Golden Gate Bridge, it's very bad news. There is no warning. It's all over in 40 terrifying seconds. People are killed in their sleep. Even for seasoned Californians, the intensity was beyond experience. So how can a retrofit, unlike anything done on a suspension bridge before, save the Golden Gate from the next big one? The next stage of this supreme construction achievement is to push the boundaries of engineering, result in a tragic series of deaths. That in order to stay standing, the Golden Gate Bridge urgently needs a serious upgrade. So with all these destructive elements stacked up against you, why on earth build a bridge? But after everything it's been through, it remains the Golden Gate, the most famous, most admired bridge in the world. But the worst is still to come.
Yeah, the worst is still to come. Absolutely. And it just goes through some of that predictive programming. And you know what? That doesn't even touch on all of them. There are so many movies, video games, all sorts of things that are predictively programming us for the destruction of that bridge. So let's go back here and let's look at this. I can't remember actually what this is. This one is
the ninth day of...
Oh yeah, this goes through actually the okay, well let's listen to this first. This is the one from Gilbert Gottfried's warning. So let me just play this one for you.
I want you to hear what comedian and actor Gilbert Gottfried uploaded to the web July 11th, 2019. Take a listen, and then I want to show you what's so interesting about him uploading this about the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11th, a month prior on July 11th.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried. This is for San Francisco, being sent by Hart. Stay off the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11th, or I'll shake you down. Here I come. Shout out to Corpse.
Okay.
Okay.
So of course I've been talking about August.
Now, yeah, I'm not going to get into that, to the rest of that. I did want you to hear that again because it's important. And let's go back. Again, we are having a fight with time here. So let me see. Let's go here. I think, isn't this just what we looked at? Yes, I do believe it is. So we have seen this. And let's go. Want to check on this. Well, it's getting there. It should be uploaded sometime before morning. I don't know. My computer's really slow tonight, and it's frustrating. And it's not the computer, it is my internet. So let's look at this. We are getting towards the end, although there's so much more. Now it says 8/11/2019, and this is from the same website, the End Times Forecaster. Will it be a double tsunami? And this is interesting. 8/11/2019, will it be a double tsunami? My time to write this up is extremely limited, so this is going to be brief and to the point. A reader, HT Olivia, sent me the following video about 8/11/2019. He thinks that his research is indicating that 8/11/19 event may involve double tsunamis, one on each coast of the USA. Now this is the video. I'll leave the link to this so that you will also have this video. It's quite long. It's like an hour, close to 2 hours, I think. So I have not had the time to listen to it yet because just researching everything has been quite time consuming. So anyway, note, the researcher believes Obama is the Antichrist and Trump is part of the plan. I have heard every president since Reagan, including Trump, called the Antichrist. I will not call anyone the Antichrist until I see them fulfill the prophecies. As you saw in the video, the research believes the 8/11/2019 event may involve a double tsunami, one in the Pacific from a Hawaii volcanic eruption and one in the Atlantic. Here is some information that may confirm his theory. Many of you remember the dream I had in 2012 about the destruction of an island paradise. In that dream, I was told the event would be related to the distance from Oklahoma City. The dream was fulfilled 2,039 days later on 9/20/2017 when Category 5 Hurricane Maria slammed into St. Croix, which is 239 nautical miles from Oklahoma City. You can read about it here, and again, I'm going to leave the link for you, so if you do want to look further into this, you may. I had my dream on February 20th. After reading about my dream, a blog writer by the name of Cindy by the Sea informed me that she had had a dream on the same day as mine, but 4 years earlier, 2/20/2008. Her dream involved the destruction of Hawaii. Hi, Bill. Thanks for writing back. I have a lot to share with you that I think may be helpful. First of all, my dream. It came in the early morning hours of February 20th, 2008. It was one of the most vivid dreams I've ever experienced, so much so that I made sure I wrote it down and dated it the next day. In the dream, I have had dreams like that. I have had what I call prophetic dreams because they were so realistic and they were not anything I could tie to anything. And actually, coincidentally enough, one was of a tsunami on the East Coast. Very, very realistic. And so anyway, could have been a dream, could have been too much pizza, or whatever. It was one of the most vivid dreams I've ever experienced, so much so I made sure I wrote it down and dated it the next day. In the dream, I received a phone call from a friend who was living in Hawaii at the time, but had a Wisconsin phone number. When the phone rang, I clearly saw the caller ID light up, Wisconsin in neon blue letters, so I knew immediately who was calling. When I answered the phone, all my friends said was doomsday. No hello or greeting, just doomsday. Puzzled by this, I said, "What?" He repeated it, "Doomsday, look out your window." So I looked out the window from my second floor bedroom where I could see a large mushroom cloud, the unmistakable signature of a nuclear blast forming over Honolulu. Terrified, I told him, "I want you to come here now," knowing even as I spoke it would be absolutely futile for anyone to escape that cloud. Another quick thought regarding the Oklahoma-Hawaii connection: the Murat building was demolished by an explosion. So was the USS Oklahoma at Pearl Harbor. In my humble opinion, this could be the tie you are looking for, and if so, the implications regarding that could be huge. After watching the video above, the thought crossed my mind as to whether Cindy's dream may have a time-distant component. She mentioned that her friend who said doomsday was from Wisconsin. I believe that to be the key location and asked her what part of Wisconsin was her friend from, and she said she believed it to be Germantown, Wisconsin. Now check this out. Result from Wednesday, February 20, 2008 to, but not including, Sunday, August 11th, 2019. The result is 4,190 days. It is 4,190 days from the start date to the end date, but not including the end date, of 11 years, 5 months, 22 days, including the end date, or 133 months, 22 days, excluding the end date. And this is apparently, now this is, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, so measure the distance between 2 points, and this is, what are they measuring the distance of? 4,190.25 miles, and ground length 4,191.65, and heading 269.71 degrees. So, need I say any more? Well, I'm not really sure what they're saying here. They're saying that 4,190 days, okay, and they mapped it from Hawaii. Well, this is the length, and where did they map this from? That's what I don't understand. I don't know. I guess Wisconsin. I don't know. Anyway, need I say any more? What about the Atlantic? Well, 4,186 miles and ground length. She's measuring from Germantown, Wisconsin to Hawaii, and it equals the same. And she's measuring from there to Cape Verde, and it is the same exact number of miles. In case you are not aware, scientists tell us that Cape Verde Islands were once responsible for a 240-meter high Atlantic tsunami. Volcano's collapse caused mega tsunami 240 meters high. Now check this out, which was featured in the video. I don't really know what this means because I haven't watched the video. So hi-fi, see, he circled this, hi-fi, says hi-fi, Hawaii, or HI is the abbreviation for Hawaii, and Fogo was the island that caused the Atlantic tsunami, and it has a city named Sao Felipe, St. Philip. Note the FI in the name. Interesting. So Hawaii and St. Felipe. This is the information we have. Hawaii and the Cape Verde Islands, 4,190 miles from Germantown, Wisconsin, and August 11th is 4,190 days from 2/20/2008. By the way, Hawaii was on one of the lines coming from the tsunami sign. I guess that is in the video that I have not had the opportunity to watch yet, but will be doing so tomorrow. Okay, I don't know what, if anything, will happen on 8/11/19, but if one of these islands collapses or explodes, then both coasts need to be evacuated immediately, and all of the nuclear power plants on both coasts need to be shut down immediately. This post will lead you to all the 8/11/19 info that I have, and we've looked at that already. So, and it says the eclipse judgments are falling upon us. Beware of day number 40, 8/11/19. And it says update 8/9, 2019, which is actually was yesterday. It says I sent this post link to Cindy by the sea, and this is her response. Wow, William, I'm at a loss for words. So bizarre, at least on a human level. And this to the mix, on the night of August 7th, I dreamed my best friend in Hawaii would be dead in 4 days. Weird. I have been thinking about it since and dismissed it as other dreams I have had that came to nothing. I don't remember being exactly sad or alarmed in the dream, as she is a believer and a strong one. If she dies, she will immediately be, of course, in the presence of the Lord. I have many other friends in Hawaii, many of whom are not saved. Interesting, the dream was of her. Her name is, and of course they've left out her name. Hopefully none of this happens. May the will of the Lord be done. Blessed be his name, Cindy. And it says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Luke 21:36. Now, this is, again, am I saying that I absolutely 100% believe that all this stuff is going to happen? Well, I am under the impression that something is going to happen. Yes, I am. And I'm convinced because of, there's just too many synchronicities. Too many. Too many. Including the fact that the same team is playing at the same time as during the last earthquake. I find that a little odd. Now, there's something I thought that I had about that, and then we will have to, let me see here. And of course, I'm not even going to get into that part of it. My gosh, I thought I had that about the well, it seems to me that I don't, but let me see if I can find it because it's important, and then I'm going to end. All right. World Series winners. We're World Series. It was Philadelphia and SF Giants. Let's see if we can find it here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see here. Sorry to hold you up, but this is important. Okay. I don't even know how to read this. Team game by, okay, let me see here. There's May, June, July. Sorry, I am really sorry to hold you up. Okay, August 11th. So they are playing a game. August 11th, the San Francisco Giants versus Philadelphia at 7:05 p.m. Now, Tisha B'Av starts at sundown on Sunday the 11th. Interesting. Or maybe it starts at sundown the following. I can't, I have to look that up again. It's confusing me when it actually starts. But I know that it's Sunday, August 11th is the day. They are playing the Philadelphia. They're playing the Philadelphia Phillies, City of Brotherly Love, and at 7:05 p.m. So interesting. Now let me just look up one more thing here. So, let me look it up on DuckDuckGo. SF Giants, Philadelphia. Can't even type. I'm so tired. Philadelphia. I was trying to find some of the stuff I had found earlier about this, but I may have to take my time to find this and let you know tomorrow. All right. Okay. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this more and bring you the update tomorrow. But there is a lot of prophetic type stuff or synchronicities, if you will, to this whole game. It's very odd that on that particular day they are playing the San Francisco Giants are playing the Philadelphia Phillies, and that is exactly who was playing during the World Series when the 1989 earthquake struck the Bay Area. A little odd to me. Just so many odd things. So I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to bring you more tomorrow if I can. If I can find more information, I will bring it to you. And let's hope and pray that both myself and everyone else is wrong about this. I wouldn't never be as happy to be wrong as if I was wrong about that. But if I'm not, please be prepared. If you are in that area, no matter what area you are in, be prepared, because traditionally things have always happened on that date, especially with the moon crossing through the Golden Gate. So this is important, very, very important. And yeah. I'm going to say more about this tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to have to sign off before I fall asleep talking. So I hope you guys stay well, stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you guys for your encouragement, for your prayers, and definitely for your coffee money, and my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you, and I wouldn't want to do it without you. So thank you so much, and stay safe. Sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.